Have you ever looked at your blood test and thought, it's only slightly off? So why do I feel this uneasy? Why does a small change in creatinine or a slowly slipping GFR suddenly make your chest feel tight at night? Because deep down, you already know the truth. Most people aren't told clearly enough. When kidneys fail, they don't scream for help. They whisper. And by the time they finally make noise, the damage is often already done. I'm Dr. Richard Hale, and after decades working with older adults across the United States, I can tell you this without hesitation: kidney decline after 50 is one of the most dangerous silent processes in the body. No sharp pain, no dramatic warning, just numbers that drift energy, that fades ankles that swell, and a future that quietly becomes uncertain. What makes this so urgent is not just the disease itself, but the waiting. Millions of Americans are told, let's just monitor it, sent home with no clear plan, no daily strategy, just months or years of hoping things don't get worse. But here's the part that should stop you from clicking away. Kidney damage doesn't accelerate overnight, and neither does protection. The choices you make every single day can either increase the pressure on your kidneys or quietly take it off before irreversible damage sets in. And no, this isn't about extreme diets, expensive supplements, or fear-driven restrictions. Today I'm going to show you 5 familiar dry fruits foods you can find in almost any grocery store in America that research shows can reduce inflammation, improve circulation, and make the kidneys filtering job noticeably easier when used correctly. And before this video ends, I'll also share one gentle daily habit, something almost too simple to take seriously, that helps your kidneys work more comfortably at night, the very time when silent damage tends to worsen. So if you're over 50, your numbers are just a little off, and you don't want to wait until a little becomes irreversible, stay with me. This may change how you think about kidney health starting today. Let's start with the food almost everyone over 50 has been warned to avoid first: walnuts. I can't tell you how many patients have said to me, "Doctor, I stopped eating nuts years ago because I was told they're too hard on my kidneys." One woman, Linda, 67 years old from Ohio, told me she hadn't touched a single walnut since her creatinine crept up, even though she loved them. She thought she was protecting her kidneys. In reality, she may have been doing the opposite. Here's the part most people never hear explained clearly. Walnuts aren't dangerous because of fat. What matters is the type of fat and the amount. Walnuts are one of the richest plant sources of omega-3 fatty acids, delivering about 2.5 grams per ounce. Omega-3s are well known for calming chronic low-grade inflammation, and that matters because inflammation is one of the quiet drivers of kidney decline after 50. When kidney tissue stays inflamed year after year, the tiny filters inside the kidneys are forced to work harder, and creatinine slowly rises without warning. But walnuts don't stop there. They also contain alpha-linolenic acid, a plant-based omega-3 that helps blood vessels stay flexible instead of stiff. Think of your kidneys like a high-performance water filter. If the pipes feeding that filter narrow or harden the filter, struggles no matter how clean it once was. Better blood flow means better oxygen delivery, smoother filtration, and less strain on aging kidneys. This is especially important for older adults because reduced circulation is one of the hidden reasons GFR declines over time. Walnuts also provide natural antioxidants like polyphenols and ellagic acid. These compounds help neutralize free radicals that slowly damage kidney cells. Many people over 50 describe feeling constantly tired, even when labs don't look that bad. Oxidative stress is often part of that story. Food-based antioxidants work quietly day after day without shocking the system. And then there's magnesium. 1 ounce of walnuts provides roughly 45 milligrams. Magnesium helps relax blood vessels and supports healthy blood pressure. And high blood pressure remains one of the leading causes of kidney damage in the United States. Lower pressure inside the kidneys means less wear and tear on those delicate filters. Now let's clear up the potassium fear. Potassium becomes dangerous mainly in advanced kidney disease. For many people in early or moderate stages, portion size is the deciding factor. The ideal amount is about 1/4 cup per day, roughly 6 to 7 whole walnuts. More is not better. Eating them earlier in the day allows your body to use the healthy fats for energy rather than storing them. If chewing or digestion is an issue, soaking walnuts overnight softens them and makes them easier on the stomach. Just make sure they're raw or dry roasted and unsalted. Added sodium quietly cancels out the benefits. But understanding walnuts alone isn't enough because supporting your kidneys isn't just about fats and circulation. There's another factor most people overlook entirely, and it starts much earlier in the body than you might expect. But circulation and healthy fats are only part of the picture. Even when blood flow improves, your kidneys can still be overwhelmed if they're forced to process toxins that never should have reached them in the first place. This is where many people get surprised because the next support for kidney health doesn't start in the kidneys at all. It starts in the gut. And one of the most overlooked foods here is something many people wrongly fear: dried apples. I remember speaking with a 71-year-old man from Arizona who told me I gave up all dried fruit because I was told they're basically candy. He was trying to do everything right, yet his creatinine kept inching upward. What he didn't realize is that not all dried fruits behave the same in the body, and dried apples are very different from dried bananas, apricots, or prunes. Dried apples are rich in soluble fiber. Just a small serving, about a quarter cup, provides close to 3 grams. Soluble fiber acts like a sponge inside your digestive tract. It binds waste products, uremic toxins, and excess byproducts from protein metabolism and helps escort them out of the body through the stool before they ever enter the bloodstream. When fewer toxins circulate in your blood, your kidneys don't have to work overtime trying to filter them out. Over months and years, that reduced workload can make a meaningful difference in how fast kidney function declines. There's also a vascular benefit most people never hear about. Dried apples contain polyphenols, including quercetin, which help protect the tiny blood vessels that supply the kidney's filtering units. As we age, those vessels are vulnerable to stiffening and damage from oxidative stress. When microcirculation inside the kidneys improves, filtration becomes smoother and less erratic. This is one reason some older adults notice less fatigue when gut health improves, even without major changes in lab numbers. Potassium is usually the first concern people raise, and understandably so. But here's the key distinction. Potassium levels vary widely among dried fruits. Dried apples are significantly lower in potassium than dried bananas, dates, or apricots. For many adults with early to moderate kidney issues, portion-controlled dried apples can fit safely into a kidney-supportive routine unless a physician has specifically advised otherwise. Portion size matters. The sweet spot is about 1/4 to 1/3 of a cup per day. Eating more than that adds unnecessary sugar and calories, which can destabilize blood sugar and indirectly strain the kidneys, especially for those managing diabetes. Timing matters too. Many people find dried apples work best as an afternoon snack when energy dips and cravings for processed sweets tend to rise. One caution that matters more than people think is label reading. Many commercial dried apples contain added sugars or preservatives, like sulfur dioxide. These additives increase inflammation and can trigger headaches or digestive discomfort. The best option is unsweetened, preservative-free dried apples, or even homemade versions baked slowly at low heat. But even with gut toxins under better control, there's still another layer of kidney protection most people misunderstand entirely, and it has nothing to do with fruit at all. Once gut toxins are better controlled, many people expect their kidney numbers to stabilize. But then they're confused when labs still drift. And this is where another overlooked factor comes into play: circulation at the micro level. Not just blood reaching the kidneys, but how easily it flows through the tiny vessels that feed each filtering unit. This is where almonds quietly earn their place. I once worked with a retired engineer in his late 60s who proudly told me he had cut out almonds completely. Too many minerals, he said. I don't want to overload my kidneys. What he didn't realize was that the issue wasn't almonds themselves. It was misunderstanding how they work in the body when eaten correctly. Almonds contain an amino acid called arginine, which plays a key role in producing nitric oxide. Nitric oxide helps blood vessels relax and widen, improving circulation to vital organs, including the kidneys. For aging kidneys, this matters more than most people think. Reduced blood flow means reduced oxygen delivery, and without enough oxygen, kidney tissue becomes more vulnerable to damage over time. Almonds are also rich in vitamin E, a powerful antioxidant. Oxidative stress slowly damages kidney cells, especially in people over 50. Research shows that vitamin E from whole foods is absorbed and utilized more effectively than synthetic supplements. This means almonds offer protection in a gentler, more balanced way, without shocking the system. Then there's magnesium. 1 ounce of almonds provides around 76 milligrams. Magnesium supports healthy blood pressure by helping blood vessels relax. Since high blood pressure remains one of the leading causes of kidney disease in the United States, foods that help stabilize pressure can reduce long-term strain on kidney filters. Lower pressure means less mechanical stress inside the kidneys day after day. Potassium fears come up again here, and the same rule applies. Stage and portion matter. Potassium becomes a serious concern mainly in advanced kidney disease or when portions are excessive. For many adults with early or moderate kidney decline, almonds can be included safely when amounts are controlled. The ideal portion is about 1 ounce per day, roughly 20 to 23 almonds. More does not mean more benefit. It simply adds unnecessary calories and minerals. Timing also plays a role. Almonds are best eaten earlier in the day or as a mid-afternoon snack when the body can use their fats and protein for steady energy. For those with sensitive digestion or dental issues, soaking almonds overnight softens their texture and may improve nutrient absorption. Removing the skin after soaking can further reduce digestive discomfort for some people. Preparation and selection matter just as much as quantity. Raw or dry roasted unsalted almonds are the best choice. Flavored varieties often contain added sugars, sodium, and preservatives that raise blood pressure and increase kidney workload, quietly canceling out the benefits. But even with improved circulation and antioxidant protection, there's still a piece many people overlook. Because kidney stress doesn't come only from fats or toxins. It also comes from how the body handles sugar and waste throughout the day, and that brings us to the next surprising food most people misunderstand. Once circulation improves and oxidative stress is better controlled, many people expect their kidneys to finally catch a break. Yet this is often where progress stalls, and the reason surprises most older adults. It's not fat, it's not protein, it's how sugar and waste are handled together. And this is where raisins, one of the most misunderstood foods in kidney health, quietly enter the picture. I once spoke with a woman in her early 70s who said, "I completely cut out raisins. They're just sugar, right?" She believed she was protecting her kidneys, but she was also struggling with low energy, sluggish digestion, and rising toxin markers. What she didn't realize is that raisins, when used correctly, behave very differently than processed sweets. Raisins contain natural plant compounds that support blood vessel health, including resveratrol. This matters because healthy circulation doesn't stop at large arteries. The kidneys rely on countless tiny vessels to move blood smoothly through each filtering unit. When those vessels are protected, pressure on the filters decreases, helping slow the buildup of waste products like creatinine. Raisins also provide dietary fiber, about 1.5 grams per ounce. Fiber plays a critical role in kidney health that's often overlooked. It supports regular bowel movements, which helps remove uremic toxins through the digestive tract instead of forcing the kidneys to filter them from the bloodstream. For older adults, digestion naturally slows with age, making this effect even more important. When waste leaves the body efficiently through the gut, the kidneys have less work to do every single day. There's also an energy component. Many people with kidney concerns feel chronically tired, partly because kidney function is linked to red blood cell production and oxygen delivery. Raisins contain small amounts of iron. While they're not a treatment for anemia, they can contribute to daily iron intake, supporting energy levels when paired with a balanced diet. This is why some people notice improved stamina when digestion and circulation improve together. Now, the concern everyone raises is sugar, and that concern is valid. Raisins are naturally concentrated. That's why portion size is everything. The safe, effective amount is about 2 tablespoons per day, roughly 25 to 30 raisins. This provides benefits without overwhelming the body with sugar. Eating more than that can spike blood sugar, which is harmful to both kidney and heart health, especially in people managing diabetes. Timing also matters. Raisins are best eaten earlier in the day or paired with a meal that includes protein or whole grains. This slows sugar absorption and helps keep blood glucose levels more stable. Sprinkling a small amount into oatmeal or yogurt works far better than eating them alone. Quality matters too. Many packaged raisins contain preservatives like sulfur dioxide, which can trigger headaches, breathing irritation, or skin reactions in sensitive individuals. Others are coated with oils to prevent sticking, adding unnecessary calories with no benefit. The best choice is sun-dried unsulfured raisins with no added oils or sugars. When eaten thoughtfully, raisins are not empty calories. They support circulation, digestion, and energy in ways that quietly reduce kidney workload. But even with sugar handled wisely, there's still one final nutritional factor most people underestimate, and it may play a larger role in kidney protection than anything we've discussed so far. By this point, many people start to notice a pattern. It's not just one food. It's how each choice either adds pressure to the kidneys or quietly takes it away. And this brings us to one of the most misunderstood foods in kidney health, especially among older adults: pistachios. The moment people hear the word nut, they immediately think potassium, and the assumption is automatic avoidance. But that assumption often misses the bigger picture. I remember a 70-year-old man from California who told me he avoided pistachios completely even though he enjoyed them. His concern was protein and minerals, yet he was still struggling with muscle loss, low energy, and unstable blood sugar. What he didn't realize is that pistachios provide a form of nutrition that aging kidneys often tolerate better than heavier options. Pistachios offer about 6 grams of plant-based protein per ounce. This matters because plant protein generally produces fewer metabolic waste products than animal protein. For kidneys that are already working harder with age, reducing waste load is critical. You still support muscle maintenance and strength, but without flooding the kidneys with byproducts they must filter out. They also contain antioxidants like lutein and zeaxanthin. Most people associate these compounds with eye health, but they play a broader role. They help reduce oxidative stress throughout the body, including inside kidney tissue. Oxidative stress gradually damages the delicate filtering structures of the kidneys, contributing to long-term decline. By neutralizing free radicals, pistachios quietly support cellular protection without overstimulation. Fiber is another overlooked benefit. 1 ounce of pistachios provides about 3 grams of fiber. Fiber helps regulate digestion and supports the removal of toxins through the gut. Just as we discussed earlier, when waste leaves the body efficiently through the digestive system, the kidneys are spared from doing extra work. Over time, that reduction in workload matters. Now let's address potassium directly, because this is where fear often takes over. 1 ounce of pistachios contains roughly 290 milligrams of potassium. Potassium is not the enemy. It's essential for heart rhythm, muscle movement, and fluid balance. Problems arise when intake is excessive or when kidney disease is advanced. For many adults in early or moderate stages, potassium can be managed safely through portion control and medical guidance. The ideal serving is about 1 ounce per day, roughly 45 to 50 pistachios. Eating more than that adds unnecessary calories and minerals without increasing benefit. Timing helps as well. Pistachios work best as a mid-morning or afternoon snack when they help control hunger and stabilize blood sugar instead of spiking it. Preparation and selection matter more than most people think. Raw or dry roasted unsalted pistachios are the best choice. Flavored varieties are often loaded with sodium, artificial colors, and additives that raise blood pressure and increase kidney strain. Even small amounts of added salt accumulate over time and quietly undo progress. Shelled pistachios can be especially helpful for older adults, making portion control easier and reducing hand strain. When eaten mindfully, pistachios are not a kidney enemy. They are a balanced, nutrient-dense food that supports muscle digestion and cellular protection while easing daily kidney workload. But even with the right foods in place, there's one final factor that can determine whether all of these benefits truly take hold, and it has nothing to do with what you eat at all. As we come to the end, I want you to pause for a moment and take a breath. If you're over 50 and worried about your kidneys, you're not weak and you're not behind. You're paying attention, and that alone already puts you in a better position than most people. Kidney health isn't about perfection or fear. It's about small, steady decisions that reduce pressure on your body day after day. The foods we talked about, the portions, the timing, and the habits aren't magic fixes, but together they can gently slow decline, ease symptoms, and help your kidneys work with less strain. That matters more than you may realize. I also want to remind you of something important. You don't have to do everything at once. Start with one change, one food, one habit. Let your body adjust. Consistency protects your kidneys far more than drastic short-lived efforts. And if something doesn't feel right for you, always listen to your body and work with your healthcare provider. This is about support, not pressure. If this video helped you understand your kidneys more clearly, please save it. Having it bookmarked can remind you of what really matters when doubt or confusion creeps in later. And if you want to stay informed with clear science-based guidance designed especially for adults over 50, I invite you to subscribe to this channel. We share the latest medical insights in a way that's practical, calm, and focused on real life, not fear. You can also help others by sharing this video with someone you care about. Kidney decline often affects entire families, not just one person. And if you'd like, leave a comment below. Tell me where you're watching from or which small change you plan to try first. I read every comment. Most of all, remember this. Kidney health is not decided in one doctor's visit or one lab report. It's shaped quietly over time by the choices you make every day. And as long as you're willing to learn and take small steps forward, there is always hope.